Hello, I hope you're having a good day. I have been shopping and I went to Aldi again and I brought some things back with me and I would like to show them to you now. I had several people ask me if I would do another show and tell video after going shopping at Aldi. So I saved everything. I actually went there a couple days ago and I kept everything in the bags. I purchased bags while I was there. And they had a new plastic bag, which they didn't have before. Before, all they had were the regular blue plastic bags with the Aldi logo on the front. But this one is nice. It has vegetables on it. Sort of looks like springtime. You have peas and carrots and radishes, and it's just really pretty. And I also have two Aldi paper bags containing some items that I purchased. So there are some crinkly items in here. I'm going to try to keep the noise down, but do understand that the bags make noise and the items inside make noise too. So I'm going to show you what I bought. And I'm going to start with the plastic bag. The plastic bag has handles, little wide plastic handles at the top. I have to stand up a little bit to get down to get the items because they're down inside the bag. The first item is kind of small. This is a bag of Simply Nature kale chips with sea salt. There's a little kale chips. They're chips made of kale, which is a leafy green. If you're not familiar with it, it kind of has a slightly bitter taste to it. I have baked kale in the oven before. You just add a little olive oil and sea salt and bake it in the oven until it's crispy, and it's actually pretty good. This is non-GMO verified. It is a 3.5 ounce bag. And on the back it tells us that it has 0 grams of trans fat, vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free. And there's a little thing at the top about Simply Nature. Each of our Simply Nature products is free from over 125 artificial ingredients and preservatives. When it comes to eating well, the choice is simple: Simply Nature. And one thing about Aldi products that I've noticed, they have this super long barcode here on the packaging. There will be this long barcode on. I'm not really sure what that's for, but maybe it might make it easier to scan. Since it's so long, they can just sort of brush it across the scanner and it scans that way. But you can see it over here too. It kind of wraps around and goes under the nutrition information label. I didn't think about that until just now, but I bet that makes it easier to scan. They can scan items quickly and get you through faster. So I've never tried these. I'm looking forward to trying them. It looked like a neat little snack, and I take stuff like this to work a lot. I like to have something to snack on, I try to buy healthy things to eat instead of just snacking on junk all day. So I'll probably take these to work. After I take the items out, I'm just going to lay them aside. This bag is just basically snacks. This one's heavier. This is also by Simply Nature, and these are sweet potato chips. It contains a full serving of vegetables per ounce. It's gluten-free and made with sea salt. These I have bought before, and they're really yummy. I like them a lot. This is a 7 ounce bag, so it's twice as heavy as the kale chips bag. And they look like this. They're kind of orange, sort of a light orange color, and they're really, really good. I like sweet potatoes anyway. So this is, to me, I prefer these to regular potato chips, which I'm not a big fan of potato chips anyway, but I think these are good. They have a slight sweet taste, but they're also salty, and I like the salty and the sweet combination of these chips. I've bought other brands, but to me these are great, and they're pretty cheap. I can't remember how much they were, but they weren't much at all. I mean, I got a lot of stuff. And I did buy some things that were perishable, so I had to go put them in the refrigerator. But I got 3 bags of stuff, and it was maybe $50, and it was a lot of stuff. So, I mean, I love Aldi. I just love going there. I just wish there was one closer by. I mean, the one that I go to is probably 25 minutes away, which is not terrible. I mean, I grew up in a small town where if you wanted to go anywhere or do anything, you'd have to drive at least an hour. So, I guess 25 minutes isn't too bad. I do wish we had one a little closer. But again, it has the long barcode across the top, and it wraps around on the sides. And that I imagine that is to make it easier to scan, because I've noticed that the cashiers, and when they scan things, they just zip them right across that scanner, and it's very rare that they have to go back and swipe something twice because it catches it the first time. And that's probably why they do that. So there's that. And these are very popular in my house. All the kids love them. I love them. These are Clancys Original Veggie Straws. 30% less fat than potato chips, and these are so good. I love these. They look like this. They look like little straws. They're kind of square, but they look like little colorful straws. They're green and yellow and kind of orange, and they're made with tomatoes and radishes, potatoes, and different leafy greens. This is also a 7-ounce pack, and they use most of the, well, not most, but a lot of the bagged snacks and chips at Aldi. The bags are made of recycled plastic, or plastic that breaks down faster. The only drawback is it's extremely loud, crinkly plastic. So I have to handle them very carefully because they make a lot of noise. These are good. The kids have already asked me when they can have these. They found the bags in here, and they wanted to know when they could have them, so I need to go ahead and get the video done so they can have some snacks. So these will probably be gone by the end of the weekend. So they are gluten-free, and let's see. We'll look at the ingredients. We have potato flour, sunflower and or safflower oil, cornstarch, tomato puree, spinach powder, salt, sugar, turmeric, and beet powder. And it is made in a facility that also processes peanuts, tree nuts, soy, milk, and egg. So, if I'm going to eat any, I probably should go ahead and have some pretty soon because they won't last. Put that there. Very noisy. And there's one more thing in here, and these are not mine. These are my husband's. They're on the very bottom, laying flat. I'm going to show you the bag in a minute. It's really cute. And these are Clancys corn chips, which I noticed they have reduced the price. They were 89 cents. Now they're only 79 cents for a 9.25 ounce bag, which is pretty good. And they are good. I'm not a big corn chip fan, but my husband loves them. He takes these to work to eat these as snacks. I don't eat many because they are kind of junk foodish and kind of high in fat, and my husband can eat anything and he never gains any weight, but you know, I can open the bag and smell it and gain 5 pounds. So I don't eat these often, which isn't a big deal because like I said, I'm not a huge fan of corn chips anyway. So these are for him. And this one has a barcode at the bottom and at the top. It's kind of squished. I may have actually set something on top of them. Hope it didn't break them up too bad. So those are going to be his. And he's already asked about them too. He wants to know when he can have this stuff. Actually, I think he already took a bag out. I had more than one bag in there. And that's all I have in here. I'll show you the bag now. Let me carefully flatten it out. So grabbing the sides and pulling. Show and tell videos with Christmas sweaters were a lot quieter. You have to be very careful with some items because they're so noisy. This is a pretty big bag. You can see, and this design is on both sides. It's very spring-like. I like it. And it has Aldi down here at the bottom. And it says Aldi.us. And then the Aldi logo over here. And the way their plastic bags were for a long time was they just had a larger version of this covering the entire side of the bag on both sides. And it says Aldi.us because, as I mentioned in my previous show and tell video, Aldi is a German company. They are owned by a German corporation. And but they have a separate website for their United States stores. And if you have an Aldi in your area, I would recommend giving them a try because to me it seems like a lot of their products, you know, it's their brand name a lot of the time. Either the what is it, the Simply Natural, Simply Nature and the Clancys. Even though it's their brand, to me, often I think their brand is better than the one that they're kind of imitating, and they're a lot cheaper. So I would recommend giving them a try. I mean, some items might not be as good, but you might be surprised at how good some of the other things are. So it's, you know, everybody has their own personal taste, but if you have an Aldi in your area, just go check them out. Take a quarter with you and some bags, unless you want to buy your own bag, which you can. I believe this plastic bag was only 6 cents. The paper bags, I believe, were 4 cents each. I think that's right. And they also have insulated bags where you can put frozen items. Those are more, but they're not much more. They're pretty inexpensive. A lot of times I take my own bags. I keep bags in my trunk just in case I stop by there. But you do need a quarter if you want to use a shopping cart, which I know people in different areas of the world call them different things. You know, the buggy. I know in some parts of the world they call it a shopping trolley, a shopping cart, a buggy. A lot of people in the South call it a buggy, but I was raised calling it a shopping cart. If you want to use a shopping cart at Aldi, they keep them locked up at the front of the store, which is an absolutely ingenious idea. You take a quarter, and the little lock is on the handle, the one that you hold on to push, and you put the quarter in there, and it pushes the lock. It frees up the lock. It sort of unlocks it from the other carts, and you know you can use it. And then when you're done with the cart, you take it back to where you got it, and you stick the little piece in the back of the lock, and your quarter comes back out. So you don't have to, you know, you get to keep your quarter, but it's sort of a deposit. And I think it's a brilliant idea because at most stores, you go into the parking lot and there are carts everywhere. You know, there are carts all over the parking lot. And if you're like me, you've probably had your car dinged by a shopping cart. I've had that happen several times. People just aren't careful with their carts, or they roll away and they bang into your car. I've had that happen to me. A rogue shopping cart that somebody left, and perhaps the parking lot was on an incline, and it just rolled down the hill and hit my car. And then they have to pay somebody to go out and collect the carts multiple times a day. But at Aldi, they don't have to do that because invariably everybody takes their cart back, locks it back up, and gets their quarter back. It's a brilliant idea. I wish more stores would do that. And that way they don't have to have anybody go fetch the carts, bring them back up. You don't have carts all over the parking lot. It's just a very efficient way of doing things, in my opinion. And I applaud them for that. So take a quarter and take some bags. At least take the quarter. I mean, sometimes I've gone in there, like I did a couple days ago, without my bags. I had my bags, I just didn't use them because I wanted to show you the new plastic bag. And they've actually changed their paper bag a little bit. they don't seem to change their bags very often, so it's kind of exciting when they do. So I'm going to put the plastic bag away. I'll put it over there. Now, here comes a paper bag. It might be a little noisy. It's quite full. It's heavy. Okay. And this is, their paper bags are very thick. I like their paper bags. They're very sturdy and durable, and I use these. I will definitely use these bags again. I use them for all kinds of things. They have so many different uses. One thing I use it for, when I clean out the canister for my vacuum cleaner, I have one without the bags. So it has a canister that you unlock and you take out of the vacuum cleaner. I will take a paper bag like this. We have other stores in the area that also have paper bags. But personally, I think all these bags are the best. To me, they're a little thicker, made a little better. I will take a bag and I will fold down the top. I'll just go around and fold it down, which holds the bag open, nice and open. And I will dump the canister into the bag, and then I can just take the whole bag and put it in the trash, or take it and dump it into the trash, or whatever, however I want to do it. But it gives me a nice disposable receptacle to put all the junk from the canister to put it in. So sometimes I'll do that. Or if I'm recycling magazines or newspapers, I keep this around, and when it gets full, I'll put it with the recycling, which goes out once a week around here. Every Monday we can put our recycling on the curb and they come pick it up. So let's see what's in here in this bag. And it has Aldi up the side. Simply Smarter Shopping. I will say that some of this stuff I took out previously because I wanted to eat some, and then I put them back. And this is one of the things that I have already tried. And I've never seen this at Aldi before. And I did open it and eat some. I love tomatoes. And this is called Wild Wonders Gourmet Medley. Discover the world's flavors. And it is a variety of different types of tomatoes. You have these long ones here, and I'm sorry, I don't know what they're called. But you have all different varieties, and you even have a dark tomato here. It almost looks like a big grape. They're very good. I took these to work, but it's Friday, so I brought them home so I'd have them over the weekend. And I tried some of these, and they're very yummy. They're very different. But I'm not sure that it says what they are. It actually doesn't tell you what the names of these tomatoes are, so I guess you just have to figure it out for yourself. Whatever they are, they're good. So I've already eaten some, but I saw that and I thought it looked pretty good. And I was right. And then we have, and this I also had at work, and I already ate some. These are just standard grape tomatoes. Very small. Some of them are kind of sweet. These were more tangy. A little bit, had a little bit more zip to them than most. I was hoping they'd be a little sweeter, but they're still good. Very juicy. Very yummy. And I take stuff like this to work to snack on while I'm at work. These were greenhouse grown by Double Diamond Farms. And they're called Gramato. 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 Non-GMO verified. So, and they come in a little plastic container, which is recyclable. And my kids don't really care for tomatoes, so I get these all to myself. I'll probably eat most of them before the weekend's over. Okay. We have a lot of trains coming through tonight. We live near the train tracks. Not a bad part of town. We just have train tracks close by. I can't control when they come through. I'm sorry. I had these are taco shells, obviously. I had planned to make tacos tonight, but we actually ended up going out to eat, so we didn't have tacos. But I bought everything to make tacos except for the ground beef, which I would have probably stopped and bought on the way home. But these are Casa Mamita heat and serve crunchy taco shells. And these are good. Normally I'll get Old El Paso or something like that, or Taco Bell shells at the grocery store. But these are great. I mean, they're wonderful. I think they taste great. And what I'll do to make them extra crunchy, I'll stick them in the oven on a pan for just a few minutes until they start to sizzle just a little bit. And it makes them extra crunchy. So I will have these when we make tacos, which maybe we'll do that one night this week. It's a 4.6 ounce box of 12 crunchy taco shells. And they were very inexpensive. I think they were less than $1. And this is not related to tacos. This is, I just needed some ketchup. So this is a bottle of Simply Nature organic ketchup. I like this because it doesn't have the high fructose corn syrup in it, which a lot of ketchups do. This one does not. It contains organic tomato concentrate, organic sugar, organic distilled vinegar, salt, and less than 2% of organic onion powder and organic spices. And this is again one of Aldi's brands, and it was relatively inexpensive. I think it was maybe $1.79, and it's 24 ounces, and this will last us quite a while. So I just got this to go in the pantry because we're almost out of ketchup, and I wanted to have some more on hand. Okay. And this goes along with taco night. These are large flour tortillas, like a burrito size. And my kids love the hard shells and the soft shells, so I usually get one of each. And they also like to just eat them by themselves. They'll heat it up. They'll take one out and heat it in the microwave for 10 seconds or something, then roll it up and eat it just by itself. So there are 8 in here, and it's quite heavy. It's 20 ounces. So I mean, it's pretty heavy for taco shells. It's made by Pueblo Linda. I think that means pretty how? No, not house. I know Linda is pretty, but I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. No trans fat, which they usually tell you if they have other stuff they don't want you to notice. It has 5 grams of fat per tortilla. They're really good though. So I wanted to make sure I had soft shell tortilla shells to go with our tacos. And I already had the seasoning, so now I just need to get ground beef or ground turkey. A lot of times I'll get ground turkey breast, which to me in tacos is just as good. And I try not to eat a lot of red meat, so typically I will buy ground turkey. Every now and then I'll get ground beef because my husband prefers that. And just every now and then I'll get it to make him happy. So, soft taco shells. And there's one more item in here, and it's quite heavy, and it's in the very bottom of the bag. It's right down on the bottom, and it's probably going to make a lot of noise when I get it out. It's a large bag of parboiled rice. I'm going to try to get it out. I did it. This is a 5-pound bag of parboiled rice, which I use this a lot in cooking. My younger son loves rice. He would eat it 3 meals a day if you let him. Neither one of my kids likes macaroni and cheese, which is kind of weird, I guess, but, and it's not because I wouldn't make it. I would make it and they just didn't want it, so, but I get them to eat rice, so they like that. This is Earthly Grains, I think this is another one of Aldi's brands, or it's one that they buy. It is gluten-free and it is enriched with vitamins and iron. And it's a very, very heavy bag of rice. This bag would last me probably a year. It would take me quite a while to use up all this rice. That's very noisy. Okay. I want to move a few things. Okay. I'll let you have a closer look at the bag. As you can see, it has Aldi running up the side. And it has words imprinted in the font of the word Aldi. We have impossibly, I'm guessing, low prices, value, impressively fresh, quality, variety of fresh meat, Aldi fresh, better for you, switch and save. And again, they have their website up at the top, aldi.us. So if you want to look at the United States version of their website, you just go to Aldi US, aldi.us, and you can see it. And on the back, we have a little message here from Aldi. Sustainability is nothing new for Aldi. Since opening our doors in 1976, we have been committed to minimizing waste while helping you maximize your savings. 100% recyclable, talking about the bag, with the recycle symbol with the leaf added to it. Usually it's just the 3 green arrows. Made from 100% recycled material. And I do think these bags were 4 cents each. I think that's right. And the plastic one was 6 cents, I believe. I'm going to bring this bag forward. This one's heavy too. And again, we have another paper bag. And there's, I found the other bag of corn chips. I'm sorry. I said that my husband probably took them. I was wrong. They're in here. And noisy little suckers. Clancys corn chips. They make a lot of racket. Ooh. 9.25 ounces, and I will place them over here for him. He did not take my other bag. Now these are for me. Fit and Active is one of Aldi's brands, and these are protein meal bars in the chocolate peanut butter flavor. I have not tried these, although I buy Special K chocolate and peanut butter protein meal bars. So I thought I would try these to see how they are, because they're less expensive than the Special K for sure. And I think the Special K box is I want to say it's about $4 a box, and you get 6 in there. And I think this was only about $3. So I'm going to try these and see how they are. And if I like them, then I'll just start buying this kind. But a lot of times when I'm at work, I go to the gym at lunch. So for lunch, I will just eat one of these. That way I can eat this while I work. And I don't have to spend time eating a lunch, heating up a lunch, or going to get something to eat. I'll just eat one of these. And they're very good. And if this is like the Special K bars, it's very filling. And it keeps me from getting hungry. And if I do get hungry, I have my tomatoes, or sometimes I take tangerines or something like that. Or I'll take some peanuts or something. So I have something to snack on. Or rice cakes or something. Crispy protein meal bar that satisfies hunger longer. Well, we'll see about that. Not so sure. I haven't tried it yet. But I'm going to give it a shot. So if they're as good as the Special K, and if they fill me up like the Special K bar does, I'll start buying these instead. 10 grams of protein per bar, which is pretty good. And let's see what else I have. I have some cheese tortellini by Priano, an authentic product of Italy. Little cheese tortellonis. They had two kinds. They had cheese, and I think the other one was maybe mushroom. I don't like mushrooms, so I just got the cheese. And these, you just drop them in boiling water, and they're basically ready to go. And just heat them up. Put them in the water. And it says here, place the pasta in a large pan of boiling salted water and boil briskly for 8 minutes, for al dente or until tender. Drain and serve with your preferred sauce. And it says there are about 3 servings in here. And I love these. I don't eat them very often. Every now and then I'll get a taste for them and get some. So these are the ones I got at Aldi. And I don't think I've ever bought these at Aldi, so I'm kind of curious to see how these taste. Normally I just get whatever brand they have at the grocery store. And there's a lot of stuff in here. Let's see. Oh, what have I got? Oh, I have Stone Mill's Essential Pure Vanilla Extract. It is a 2 fluid ounce bottle of pure vanilla extract. And I bought this because I recently made a cake and used up all of our remaining vanilla extract. So I had to get some more. And I thought it was a really good deal. I can't remember how much it was, but it was fairly inexpensive. So I'm going to try this and see how it is. And the next item is Berman's yellow mustard. Comes in a nice, shapely plastic bottle with a flip cap at the top. And to me, mustard is mustard. I'm really not picky. When it just comes to regular yellow mustard, I don't care what brand it is. They all taste the same to me. And this was really cheap. So I kind of like the way this is made. It has a texture to it right here. I think it makes it easier to hold. And even though typically I think you wouldn't squeeze it that way, you'd probably squeeze it this way. But it makes it a little easier to hold it, I suppose. So I got mustard to go with my ketchup. And I saw this there, and I just thought this was the cutest little thing. This is a Crofton small turner, and I like the flat edge right here. This, to me, I prefer a spatula or a turner that has a flat edge rather than a rounded edge. And I thought this would work pretty well for pancakes. I feel bad. I bought this out of guilt, really. Last winter, we had an ice storm, and it came overnight. And the next morning, I went out to my car, and the car was just coated in ice. And I realized that my ice scraper was in the trunk, but I couldn't get the trunk open because it was completely iced over. But I had to get to work, and so I came running in the house. I didn't know what to do. So I came running in the house, and I opened the drawer with all the spatulas and things in it, and I just grabbed the first spatula on top, ran back out to my car, and started scraping the ice off the windshield so I could get to work. And I broke the spatula. I did. This part snapped off the handle, and I didn't think anything about it. I threw it away and got a different one and scraped the rest off. But later that week, I think actually that weekend, my husband was making pancakes and he said, "Where's my spatula?" I said, "Which spatula is your spatula?" He said, "My spatula for pancakes." And he described it, and I realized that that was the one I had broken. I didn't know that he liked a particular spatula for his pancakes, but I admitted to him that I broke it, and I felt really bad because he said, it was the angle. The angle was just right. The flat part was just right, and I had broken his favorite spatula, so I felt really bad. So I immediately went on Amazon and ordered like 5 spatulas. This sounded like something he would like. And they came, and I think he ended up keeping one of them, and the others just went in the drawer. He really liked one of them. But ever since then, when I see a spatula that kind of sounds like what he described, I will buy it. So he now has probably 15 spatulas because I feel so bad about breaking his favorite pancake spatula. But this one, I think, comes closer to the one that I broke than any that I've found so far, and it was $2. I wish I'd found this one first. I would have saved myself a lot of money. But if we ever need a spatula, we're covered. So it's thin. It gets thinner down toward the edge, and it is kind of flat. It has the angle like the one that I broke, and I also like it because it has a rubber handle, so it has a better grip to it. So I'm going to offer this up to him as another apology. I know it's May and I'm still feeling guilty. I shouldn't feel so guilty, but I do. If I'd known that was his special spatula, I wouldn't have gotten it out. So I'm going to offer this one to him. So, a little spatula. It is cute. I have 2 things that kind of go together. I have a pepper grinder and a sea salt grinder. They're both made by Stone Mill Essentials, and they are glass containers. And you can hear the peppercorns in there and the sea salt. And I got these to go on the kitchen table. And these were pretty inexpensive. I mean, I don't remember how much they were, but they weren't much at all. Very, very inexpensive. So I got these kind of as a matching set to put on the table. Nothing fancy or special, just sea salt and just whole black pepper. Four more things. This is a container of dry roasted peanuts with sea salt, and it is a 16-ounce container made by Southern Grove. And I bought this to take to work. I like to keep some peanuts or almonds or walnuts or something at work to snack on. I like to have a variety of snacks at work. It keeps me from raiding the vending machine downstairs. So, but I had eaten all my peanuts, so I made sure to get some more while I was there. And these will go with me to work because I know if I leave them here, they'll get eaten up. So I have a place in the pantry where I hide things that I want to take to work to eat, so nobody knows they're here. And I'm never going to tell anybody who lives here where I hide that stuff because it has served me well. If I didn't hide some things, I'd never have anything to eat at work. Every other week we have 5 kids here. My 2 kids are always here, and then my husband's 3 kids are here every other week. And they're all boys, and the oldest one is about to turn 12, and they eat all the time. So if I don't hide food, I don't get it. It's almost like being in prison where you protect your food. I'm kidding. Not really. It kind of is. 3 more things. this goes along with my taco meal. This is a can of Casa Mamita fat-free refried beans, which I love these. Maybe with a little bit of sour cream and just a sprinkling of some cheese. I would eat this. I would eat this just by itself because I love refried beans. And this has about 3.5 servings per can. It's a 16-ounce can, and I will probably have this all to myself because I actually don't think anybody else here likes refried beans, but that's okay. And there are different recipes that you can use refried beans in, and I thought about maybe looking at some of those to use some of the leftovers in a recipe of some sort, perhaps. So this is mainly for me. There's that. And this big thing here, I have a carton of Boulder Tall Kitchen 4 flap trash bags. They are for 13-gallon trash cans, and there are 80 in here, and they were a very good price. I use these. We go through a lot of these in the kitchen, so I'm constantly having to buy these, and hopefully this will last for a while if there are 80 in here. We have a lot of trash, so this is just a container of trash bags, and it has a little place here where you can open it, and the box becomes sort of like a dispenser where you can pull this part off and then just take the trash bags out one at a time, kind of like a Kleenex box. So, and that's usually what I do. We have an island in the middle of the kitchen with little shelves underneath and drawers and a couple cabinets, and I'll put this on one of the shelves, and then when I need a bag I can just grab one out of the box. So I'm glad I remembered that I needed these while I was there. And then the final item is a container of a little bag of Southern Grove pitted prunes, and it is an 18-ounce bag. The top, after you open it, has a Ziploc top, so you can close it to keep them fresh and to keep them from drying out. Maybe I'm really old, but I actually like prunes. I think they're very good, and I will take these to work as a snack also. I might have one or two every now and then. They're just dried plums. If you don't like prune juice, and you know, if you want some, if you have trouble with constipation or anything like that, if you don't like prune juice, which I don't, I hate it. My mother used to make me drink it, and I think it's awful. It's disgusting. Just try regular whole prunes. You may actually like them better. To me, they taste much better than prune juice. I do not like prune juice at all. And this says, I have a little thing on the back about Southern Grove. Southern Grove is the best in fruit and nuts nature has to offer. For over 25 years, our family has worked hand in hand with nature to ensure you the finest quality, taste, and satisfaction in each healthy bite. So this is a pretty good sized bag, and this will last me quite a while. I mean, I can take this to work and it will last me a good long while. But you don't want to eat too many prunes at once. I promise you, you don't want to do that. 1 or 2 is about the limit for me. You can, I know, I think the name of the brand is Sunsweet. They make bags of prunes that are individually wrapped, almost like candy. And you can, and they come in containers, like a cylindrical container with a lid on it. And each prune is wrapped separately, so you can just have 1 or 2 as a treat. And I do like those, but they're more expensive to buy them that way. So I just get these, and I get a bag like this, and with the Ziploc top, it keeps them fresh. And so this is just a more economical way to eat the prunes. And again, I have the paper bag, and it's the same as the one I showed you before. And that is my entire haul from Aldi. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again.